We went on a couple dates. We were hanging out.
What happened on those dates?
I didn't expect us to get in a relationship.
Okay.
And then I think it was like a Monday morning. He texted me at 9 a.m. and was like, I don't think this is going to work. Hi, my name is Taylor Nujan. I am 29 years old, and this is the Dating Audit.
All right, thank you, Taylor, for joining the show.
Of course.
It was a pleasure to have you. And what is your relationship status?
Oh goodness, I am single as a Pringle. That's kind of corny, but I'm very single.
How long have you been single?
Oh my goodness, 3 years now, 3.5 years.
3.5 years.
Yeah.
And there's been like nothing in between there.
There's been some dates.
Some dates.
Some dating, but I have not been in a relationship in 3.5 years.
Has there been some second dates, some situationships, or?
No, I wouldn't call them situationships, but there have been some consecutive dates with one singular person a few different times in the 3 years, but yeah.
Let's talk about the last couple dates you went on. What happened with that situation?
The last person dated?
You dated?
No, we were dating for a while. We were dating for like 3 months, I think.
Okay. So what?
Yeah.
How did it start and why did it end?
We went on a couple dates. We were hanging out. He also lived in Long Island and I live in Hoboken, so I think the distance was a thing. We were hanging out on the weekends. He's a school teacher, so during the week we couldn't see each other, and then I work 2 jobs. So I think part of the scheduling was a thing.
Right, yeah.
So interesting about this person. That's why I think dating is so interesting, because you learn things, right? And you learn what you do and you don't like. And I knew for myself, this is a case where I went back on my own red flag. So like I had said to myself, I don't want to date someone who's fresh out of a relationship. This person had just gotten out of one in January.
Okay, but why don't you want to do that?
Because I think that I spent a lot of time making sure that I was healed. Okay. And I know what it's like in the past to jump from one relationship and then go right into it without taking the
time to heal.
Exactly. And I think that's so important. I think, the last relationship I was in, when we broke up, I made it a personal sticking point to be like, you have no business
being in a relationship
in the world.
Okay.
To be anywhere near a man until you heal yourself. Yeah. So I applied that to me, and I really want that out of a partner or a person.
That makes sense.
But this person, I kind of like overlooked it. I asked him about it, and he was like, oh no, like I'm ready.
So how fresh out of a relationship was he?
We met in May. For him, it was January.
Okay. So, but how long was the relationship that he was in?
I don't know, actually.
Okay.
I feel like he told me and I forgot. Oopsies.
If it's like, because that's about 4 months. January, February, March, April, May. 5 months, right? 4.5, call it, right? If they were like in a relationship for a year or less, I would be okay with that. But if it's like multiple years, it was like, that's not enough time. What do you think?
So there's a part of me that really wants to say it, and this is just the way that it happened to me and like the way that I think. Right. The amount of time that you were in that relationship, that's how long it's going to take you to heal. With the exception of like, if you were in a relationship for 5 years, it's not going to take you 5 years to heal per se. But, for me, my relationship with my last boyfriend was like 2.5-ish years. Okay. And I think it took me like 2 years to be like, okay, we're good now. Right. Like just to get, out of the headspace and like feel like, okay, I think I'm ready. Yeah. But again, I think I'm just applying what worked for me for other people. Right.
That's what I was going to say. I think everyone has different rules. Everyone heals different. And, depending on what happened in that relationship, what trauma you experienced, like it could take way longer for someone like, let's just say you're physically abused versus you just broke up because,
X, Y, and Z.
Why did you, that's a red flag of yours. Why did you like overlook it?
Because I felt like, given the conversations that him and I had as we got to know each other, he seemed to be very self-aware. So I asked him like, we're obviously talking. And at that time, I didn't expect us to get in a relationship. I didn't not expect this. It was like, we just started dating. We're just getting to know each other. Yeah. And he said like, oh no, I'm done. I'm ready to get out in the world. La, la, la. So I took his word for it. Yeah. And it's so interesting because that actually ended up being the reason why we stopped talking or stopped dating.
So explain it some more.
Literally, I don't know. My intuition was a little crazy because I felt the shift. Okay. And then I think it was like a Monday morning, he texted me at 9 a.m. and was like, I don't think this is going to work. Okay. And he was basically like, I have a lot going on in my life. I just got out of a relationship in January. And I don't feel like I'm ready to give my all in another relationship. Okay. And I remember I actually responded okay. And I deleted the text message and I was like, I'm on to the next. Like,
that's
whatever.
it? Yeah. So you literally just... So he sent you like a whole paragraph.
9:06 a.m.
And you literally just said okay?
Yes, because it ruined my day.
Dang.
Because part of the thing is like, you sent me a text message, right? Yeah. So like, you couldn't call me.
Yeah, that's fair.
It didn't seem like a conversation. He didn't ask me, hey, I'm feeling this, or can we talk about this? It was like a text at 9:06 a.m. This is what I'm going to do. So, like, what else was I supposed to say to that?
Yeah, I guess there's nothing else. It was, like, really intentional.
Yeah. And so, it was just okay. And then I literally, like, okay, swipe, deleted the thread.
Do you think that you guys could have worked it out? Or were you feeling him, I guess, before that text?
No. So, I think for me, as we got to know each other a little bit more, I started to see things. And I was like, wait, just get to know him a little bit more. Get to know him a little bit more. And just wait. Maybe things will change or X, Y, and Z. Right when he sent that message, it wasn't the biggest surprise in the world to me. It was like...
Okay. I kind of get that.
Fine.
Y'all were dating for, what, like 3-ish months?
3 months, yeah.
I mean, I guess around that time is it ready to take the next steps?
Exactly.
So were you all having those conversations and that kind of like maybe pushed them to make a decision?
So I don't know that we did have a conversation of like, hey, because we met on Hinge, so that's another thing. So I had asked him like, are you going to delete your Hinge? Do I delete my Hinge? Like those conversations
were starting to come about.
Yes. And then a friend of mine had met same guy, same timeline on Hinge, and they had gotten a relationship. And I had just like talked to him about it, not in the sense of like, pressure, like you need to make me your girlfriend. I even told him like I'm not in a rush for that. Because truthfully, because it's been so long since I've been someone's girlfriend, the idea of being someone's girlfriend slightly stresses me out. So I was in no way, shape, or form in a rush, and he knew that. Yeah. But I think even in his message, he said like we're spending more time together now, and I think maybe in his mind too, it was like, oh crap, we're spending more time together. This is starting to feel like.
Get serious,
exactly.
Get,
it's going in that place, and I think he had that moment of like, I don't
really
know.
Want this, or
and he was thinking that way, and I wasn't. Because I had made it clear. Like
you were thinking, what were you thinking?
I wasn't thinking anything. I thought we were just going to continue to date and get to know each other, and a little bit later we could talk about the boyfriend and girlfriend thing. I wasn't feeling.
So what was your timeline then? Because I feel like 3 months.
I don't know that I had one.
Well, I feel like if you're dating, you should at least kind of date intentionally. Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's so funny because it's interesting that you said 3 months. A lot of my other friends around me were like, oh, like around 3 month mark. And I'm like, guys, no. Like,
really?
Yeah, I didn't have a timeline. I wasn't in a rush.
Okay.
I think if he had asked me like, hey, would you want to be my girlfriend? Would I have said yes? Probably, but I didn't put pressure on him.
Okay.
And I didn't want the pressure. I was just chilling. Like I was happy with exactly where things were.
I get that.
I was in no rush.
That. I get being like, you don't want to put too much pressure on it, because I do feel like that's a lot of guys tend to feel pressured into relationships oftentimes. So I like that, you were content in that stage. Yeah. But you also don't want to be in that situation for too long. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it should come a point where it's like, okay, what is going on now?
And I think too, given my life and my schedule, I'm all over the place all the time, right?
Gotcha.
I work 2 jobs. I go to the gym 6 days a week. I was training for High Rock. So the idea, time flew.
So your conversations in the beginning, what was that like? Was it more so like, hey, we're just here to get to know each other? Or was it like you two were looking for something serious? We
were both looking for something serious, but not in a rush to get to anywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know for a fact, like, I want to get married.
Yeah.
I want to have some kids.
Right.
I want all of those things for myself, and he wanted that as well. I think for him Two, he was in a process of, he's a teacher, but he was also, at the time that we met, he was flipping a house in Scranton. Yeah. In Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, yeah.
So he was like on his like, I'm trying to build wealth for my future family and build bones and set up a foundation. And I was like, okay, great. Well, I want to be married and stuff. You do you.
Right.
We're going to date and get to know each other in the meantime. And then I'm going to go and mind my own business. But we did both want something serious. Like we wanted, long-term marriage, not with each other per se, but we're both looking for that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the text message you sent.
He sent me?
Yeah, when you, I guess, to break things off.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Real quick, I always have, this is a pet peeve of mine. If you're going to break things off, do it in person. And if you can't do it in person, do it over the phone.
Thank you.
I feel like a text message is such like...
So impersonal.
Yeah, it's like very like inconsiderate, you know?
Also to add to that, like him and I very early on, we had deep conversations like trauma and family and this happened to me and I think this like, so when he sent that text, I was very much like, you know me very well. Like too well that you just send me a text message.
Right.
Like we talked about my daddy issues and you sent me a text message. We talked about your daddy issues and you just sent me a text. Like you couldn't pick up the phone and call.
Yeah.
And you texted me at 9 o'clock in the morning. You ruined my entire day.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's bad. 9:06 a.m. So, but anyway, go for it.
How are you? You're still actively dating, right? No. Mm-mm. So what's going on right now?
Right now, I think I am in a season of big change, right?
Okay.
I'm moving back to California and taking this new job.
Yeah.
And at the end of my last situation, whatever, the text message, that was in August.
Yeah.
No, it was the beginning of September.
Okay.
And we're in October now, so it hasn't been that long, but I trained for High Rocks. So I was running and working out. I had ramped up my coaching. I applied to this new job that is now moving me to California. So I thought that the safest and most responsible thing to do was to just chill.
Right.
To take a step back from dating, because I also...
No, that's fair. I agree. Like, I guess right now you're in a state of transition.
Yeah.
So, I would definitely steer clear of dating right now.
Yes!
Because, I mean, like, if you meet someone, like, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. And I also kind of felt like, too, after the text message and I kind of was like, okay, just take a break. Like, I don't think something is working. And also, too, I had a moment where I was like, you decided what you do and you don't like, and you overlook that.
Right.
Like, and I also had a moment where I was like, maybe you need to get a little bit stronger and, like, stand more firm in what you want. So, in the time being, while you figure it out, just lay off the dating. And then the job came about. But I do, when I move back home, I do plan on putting a little bit more effort into dating.
So, something you mentioned a lot was that you're really busy. Your work life, your work schedule is really busy. How do you plan to balance that with your dating life going forward?
So the job that I'm accepting in California, I hope and I pray it gives me a little bit more of an opportunity to just like have a little bit more free time. I've worked 2 jobs for a very long time, so that's always like one place to the next.
Yeah.
You do it the next day, have one off day, you don't want to move. So I'm hoping that it will give me a little bit more work-life balance.
Okay.
Also, moving back home to California, I haven't been home in almost 9 years, so I don't know my home. So I really want to make it a point to go out, try new restaurants, coffee shops, fitness groups. I know there's a couple of like hiking groups out where I'm from.
Oh yeah, nice.
So just like put myself out into the world.
Yeah.
Not with the hopes of, well, actually, with the hopes of attracting a man, because Lord knows. But just like be outside, I think, because my life here in the East Coast, I was so busy with like 2 jobs, I didn't have time to go out
and socialize, make friends. Yeah,
I kept my friends close. The girlfriends that I have close, and then I didn't even bother going to find a man.
Right.
Which is why you like revert to the apps, but death to the apps. I'm going outside.
I do think like hobbies are really like it's a really good outlet too. Like obviously, I think it's great to have hobbies outside of work, but also you could meet someone with similar interests.
Exactly.
So that's like it's like a win-win situation.
Yeah, and that's what I hope. I mean, I'm into fitness, so I I'd love to meet a man on a Runyon group.
Right,
hike,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I don't really like coffee, but like I like tea, so maybe I'll meet someone in the morning at a coffee shop. Or
right.
I'm trying to get into running. Maybe I'll meet a man on the run on PCH.
Like a run club or something.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. So how many hours would you say you like work currently versus what you're gonna work at your next job?
Golly gee. So my full-time job is 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
I work Monday to Friday, like 9 to 6, or I'm always late. So like 9:30 to 6. My other job, I coach 11 classes a week.
Okay, that's a lot.
Base, if like last week I coached 17 classes.
Wow.
So each class is an hour.
Jeez.
50 minutes, and then so like you adds up. So
Yeah,
maybe an
there's a
extra
lot of hours.
like 20 hours a week. So there's 60 hours
Yeah, that's a lot of time.
of my week dedicated to work.
Not fair. And then after that you just don't want to do anything.
No, I do not. I want to go home and order DoorDash. And watch football on my couch.
Right.
I don't want to do anything.
Do you think that could have been a strain on like some of your dates you've been on or people you've talked to a little bit?
Yes and no. I think that with the one who sent me the text message, maybe.
Yeah.
But he also had his own things going on.
Yeah.
And then the other short king, no.
Yeah. We're going to give Taylor her dating audit score. Vibe, 8 out of 10. This was a great conversation. Communication, 7 out of 10. Dropped it slightly here because she did mention that her and her last situationship, sounded like they were on slightly different pages. Boundaries, we didn't really talk about this, so just to be fair, 5 out of 10. Emotional maturity, I'm going to give her a 7 out of 10 here. And effort, I can't give anything higher than a 2. She said she isn't currently dating right now for good reason, but just because of that, I can't give anything higher than a 2. Dating audit score, 29 out of 50. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you made it this far in the video, please drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Another video is popping up right here. And if you want to be a guest on the show, a link is down in the description. See you all in the next one.